Hello, all. Thanks for joining this live. So, as you're well aware, we have concluded the fourth test match between India and Australia. So, I came up with some certain analysis and my view, what went wrong for India actually, and at the same time, what is a better chance to square the series and also retain the border Gavaskar trophy, which is the ultimate one. As I said earlier in my most of the videos, I was not very much particular about the World Test Championship finals. India making it because India has already made it to twice. So I I believe that retaining the border Gavaskar trophy is much more prestigious than getting the hand on the WTC finals, because most of the times it has been conducted in the Lords or at Baston or any of the areas. So basically, in England conditions, they would like to not give the upper hand to others. So that's fine. Totally, they believe that it's their home ground and it's the home of cricket. So they we call it as a Maca. So yep. So thanks for tuning. Whoever has joined this live at this point of time, thanks very much. There's a slight delay going on. Actually, it is scheduled around 6:30. Yeah, 6:30. So currently it's 6:43. So 10 minutes lagging here and there. But it's good. It's good that we are trying to understand the reality that India is going through. It's a serious transition phase. One would see that in that area as aspect, because a lot many youngsters are coming up to the team and the senior most players are struggling to score runs. It happens. We have seen in the previous generation also where the time came for Pujara and Kohli, like these people to take up and others to give the path. So yeah, so going on, what exactly India can do better? I feel that yes, Karthik, yes, NKR, he has just given us the best all-rounder that India has seen after Hardik Pandya in ODI format. But when it comes to the Test format, India has been struggling to get a medium fast seamer at the same time. You can say the all batter. So he's still 21. So that's a very good news for the Indian cricket team. So he has got a lot of age. At the same time, he will go definitely under a lot of grooming, under different captaincies and different leaderships. But I believe what a promising career he is going to have. Let's hope that it happens to India in all the formats, because touring Australia for the first time and scoring 100 at the G, we call it as the MCG, which is around 90,000 capacity. That shows really something talent. Unfortunately, India ended the day on the losing side, uh, which is quite a strange thing to lose 7 wickets for 43 runs. uh, I just felt that there is something wrong with the batsman's application when it comes to the technical abilities. But yeah, we speak a lot after we lose the game every time. But what I felt was that it's not a game that India should have lost. Certainly, I believe that, because when you have 7 wickets in hand, uh, the pitch is not doing much. It's not a rank turner. It's not bouncing. It's not seaming that much. I just felt that we just gave away the wickets, which cost us the game. But frankly, I believe that that should be improved a lot in the coming test. There are certain concerns that India has to address definitely, and not only towards the final test of the Sydney. Uh, but again, when you look at the long term run, it's important that India focuses on certain areas. And I believe that Rohit Sharma's career is really is now questionable. I know that Rohit has been around a long time now, but I think it's somewhat he is feeling the heat in terms of the test captaincy. What better can be done? That time will decide. At this point of time, we are here to just analyze went wrong for India on this fourth test match between India and Australia. So the five things which I would like to cover first was SSC Jaiswal's batting. Boy, he has, I mean, the transition phase is successful. I can say that India is in a great state. He's an all format player, similar to Kohli, and that's a very great sign. Promising player, I think scored around 1500 runs in this calendar year, which shows that he has done tremendously well when it comes to the batting lineup. What lies next? We have seen both the innings, and there are slight controversy decision, you can say. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about the third umpire's decision, right? The on-field called will have certain areas to discuss. But I was surprised that when the Snicko meter did not suggest any deflection of the bat, how the third umpire was quite evident that it was a bad reflection. So he has trusted his eyes more than the technologies, which is strange at this point of time because we have a lot of empires and a lot of uh, members typically depend on the technology side. So when you talk about technology, you tend to have that edge over the human tendency because you feel that human make errors and you depend on technology. But this is the different case that it happened to be the third umpire taking the decision based on what he has seen with his eyes rather than depending on the technology. So that's a slight controversial decision, but again, when you look at, you will realize that yes, there was a slight deflection here and there. But when the third umpire has given you not, I mean, the on-field umpire has not given you not out, I think the third umpire should be very certain to give that out. Anyhow, SSV Jaiswal's innings was excellent. It was unfortunate in both the innings, I would say. One due to the controversial decision, and again due to run out between Kohli and him. That really hampered the uh, first innings lead itself because India were in a great position to cut that lead as much as they can, and excellent display from Jaiswal, and I hope he continues and become another Kohli. I'm sure he's in another that phase and seriously facing Hazelwood, Stark, Scott Bodland, who else? Nathan Lyon. It's not easy. They have been around 12 to 15 years, these four, and they have done exceptionally well. And I'm very much interested to know more of SSC Jaiswal's technique in England because that's where is another challenge lies. The seaming around conditions, swinging conditions, and it brings a lot of I mean, technical skills into the aspect as well. So going on, what next happened to India? Jaiswal's innings was excellent. The top order really made the life of Indians really miserable because when one batsman is playing at his super best, you have to give him the stand. I just don't understand when you play shots in this format, which really hurts in big times, and this is what has happened. I was very disappointed with two shots, especially one from Kohli and one from I think Pant. If you look at both the batsmen's dismissals in second all the innings, those are the shots which can be left or which can be played in a much manner where which of course I'm not going to say a great batsman myself, but what I'm trying to say is that uh, a player of that class is struggling to negotiate the fifth or sixth stump. That is really something all should understand that. we are the humans who make some mistakes. So, but again, given this caliber, the expertise, and the skill set he has, I think Kohli should have done much better. Pant was again going towards his nature of the game. That was an excellent catch, and I believe that he can rectify it because he has won the games. We have seen Rohit Sharma speaking about that in the post press conference about what exactly Rishabh Pant brings to the table. That because he has given India a lot of by playing those kind of innings. So nothing to blame, but at the same time, you need to understand the match awareness, also the situation, because India were not in a position to lose this match. Uh, they have given it and served it in a plate and given it to the Australians, which I thought while I was watching the match, and because at that point when I came to know that the session wise, I think Australia were six, India were five, and five sessions were shared. So it was even Steven, you can say that. But again, the Australians were too good because they were smelling their victory. Once Rishabh went out and Jadeja was looking at best of his form, so he nicked it to absolute beauty. Nothing wrong with that dismissal. But once you lose one, they say that one brings two, two brings three. So that is the same thing has happened to Indian middle and the lower order and the tail orders. I don't expect much from the tail orders. I'll come to that point. One point which I was deeply disappointed, you would say that, was that uh, the field placement, which I'm going to talk about, Rohit Sharma's captaincy. I just feel that the game has slipped yesterday itself. It's not that India has done really bad, but they would have done better. What I felt was when the opposition team, is at 90 for 6 and you're playing with the tailenders, or you can say you don't call them tailenders anymore. That's how they are batting at this point of time. But when you talk about 9, 10, 11 batsmen, there are no fielders near the bat. All were near the boundaries, and that means you're allowing them to score runs freely. And it is a pitch which does not have any beamers. I mean, it's not as a rank turners, so it's a very it's a mistake that Rohit Sharma has done, which I felt was at that point where you've spread that entire fielding team for 11th and the 10th batsman. That is really, really, I don't think the right direction, because we have seen people spreading around the entire boundaries to save the boundaries. You don't expect a 10th and 11th batsman to sustain for a longer period of time, and you spread the team entirely. That has been a one tactical blunder, and that's where India lost the game. I think I thought India would chase around 270 or 260, 280 maximum, but the last Nathan Lyons and Boland's partnership really, really made sure that India has to settle for a draw, but the result was not in the favor. I know that in the post press conference, I've seen Rohit Sharma talking about chasing the score of 340, but again, for that, you need to have a strong foundation, a strong opening partnership is required, and I don't understand why Rohit Sharma and SSC Jaiswal has started the innings, because Jaiswal's and Rahul's tempo was so great for the first three matches, and suddenly the captain asked himself to promote and see what he can. But unfortunately, he's not in the uh, prime form, and you can say the purple patch. So it just disturbed the entire batting lineup because you dropped Shubnam Gill, and Rohit Sharma promoted himself to the top order, again failed, and that really disturbed Rahul's tempo also, which I felt at this game, because he was batting really well when opening with Jaiswal. That's a tactical blunder that India has done. So in terms of Rohit Sharma's captaincy, it was extraordinary till the tea time, or you can say the lunch time. But again, India has given a chance to Australians, and Australians sniff a chance, they will grab it with both the hands. That is quite annoying in terms of the way that the thought process of Indians are going at this point of time. Because when you want to take wickets, you need to get the mid off everyone up in the circle and try to ask the batsman to play. That to a tailender. It's not a quality batsman like a Steve Smith, or you can say Travis Head. But tailenders, I think the game should be pretty much easy for India. And I felt really bad when I've seen 4 to 5 fielders near the boundary and trying to save a boundary rather than taking a wicket. So that completely shift the mind of the Indians, which there I felt it was a slight mistake from the captain's side. Next, I would really give a salute to Bumrah, boy. Now that has been some kind of a bowling. We talk about. I mean, I listen a lot of West Indies fast bowlers like the Michael Holding and Walsh, Conti Walsh. I've not seen them playing when I was too little kid, but Bumrah reminds me that he belongs to that category. He is having an average of 19.2 in the 200 wickets that he has taken, which is the best in the history of Test cricket itself, the best average that a player can have. So that shows that really Bumrah is such a great friend of mine, and India relies on him a lot. Gone those days where India are depending on the spin attack. Now they're really looking at Bumrah every time. Whenever they want a wicket, Bumrah, please take the ball. But it's important to understand the workload and also the fitness issues that the fast bowlers undergo. So it's very important to have a proper workload for Bumrah at this point of time. He has taken 30 wickets at this point of time, which is the most, and he's really lacking a partner in terms of spinner as well as in terms of Ashwin. And this is where I felt that Ashwin's retirement was a little, I don't say hasty decision, but at the same time, looking at the team position and the way they are playing, I think Ashwin's retirement is really hurting at this point of time because he can provide little bit batting at the same time the spin attack. We need a bowler who can support Bumrah. We have not seen with Siraj. We have not seen with Harshit Rana. Akashdeep is also a little struggling with that, and Bumrah. I mean, it's highly impossible to every time to call Bumrah and take a wicket. The spinners were really not so great position, especially Jadeja. He's also feeling the heat. So, which I feel that that's not a great sign for Indian cricket team at this point of time. I know the Indian team is going under a serious transition, but it has to be said that Bumrah will play the last match, given the serious scoreline at this point of time 2-1. Definitely is going to have, but I'm not sure what's the uh, fitness levels that he is going to carry with him because with another 3 days, I probably guess it starts on Jan 3rd. So you hardly have 31st, 1st, and 2nd. So again, you're going to start the match. It's going to be a tough task for Indians, but again, we believe that India can do better. So right. So moving on to Virat Kohli's selection of shots, slightly disappointed that Virat, given his caliber and the greatest player of all the three formats, is unable to cope up with that fifth or sixth jump line. Yeah, I think is he being very egoistic, or I'm not sure what to say that, but he tends to play that. I'm not sure why is very much eager to get the bat when the ball is going away, and that is a serious issue that India is currently facing because except that part, he looks absolutely fine in all the aspects, and that is where he has given all the wickets in this series. If you look at the There's not a cotton ball. There's not a ball. Every time it goes to a slip or a wicket keeper, and a player of more than scored 9,000 runs, very disappointed with the way he's getting out. If you get out to a very excellent ball, that's a totally different aspect. But if you're playing with such a talent and such a match winning player, and if you play that kind of shots, it's really going to hurt. And I'm really disappointed that Kohli did not capitalize on the innings that he has built on. An excellent player, slightly vulnerable in the 56 sump line, which is not a great sign to the Indian cricket team at this point of time. We need him badly. Uh, I hope at least he will do much better in the Sydney, but according to my given knowledge, the rain guards are going to have a great time in Sydney. That's what I'm hearing. So fingers crossed, India has to do really well to come back and just win this border Gavaskar trophy, or at least square this series 2-2. If not, it's going to be really tough. So one final talk before I end this live. So the another aspect that I would really love to talk about before I end this session is Nitish Reddy. uh, Nitish Reddy, wow. This is some talent, right? When it come to Australia, playing for the first time, sorry, you're coming to Australia and you're playing bowlers like Stark, Hazelwood, Scott Borland, Pat Cummins, Nathan Lyon, and you scored 100 and wicket, with no wickets in hand, runners parting out. Boy, this is serious talent. Now India has to save this like a fixed deposit, because India really want a fast seam bowler at the same time a batsman who can contribute. We heard of Kapil Dev, and that's the exact thing the Nitish Reddy is capable of. India has to groom him a lot and make sure that he's not another Hardik Pandya who only, uh, I mean, at this point of time, who's only fit for the limited edition of the cricket. We want the longest format players, and this is a very crucial place. He also plays at. He's playing around 7-8 number, where he brings a lot of batting depth at the same time the bowling depth in terms of fielding. Also, he did a decent job. So wishing Nitish all the very best. He's still young. We want to contribute more to the team, and at the same time, slightly disappointed by his dismissal at this point of time in the second innings. But I know he was under tremendous pressure. So Nathan Lyon bringing his all this venom uh, in the last what you say test match. So he has done exceptionally well. But I feel that he would have played better. But an excellent innings from Nitish Kumar Reddy. Thanks to him, because of which we are talking about chasing the score. If not, India would have really been struggling at 161 for 6 and trailing by a lot many runs, nearly 280 runs. First, India have avoided the follow on an excellent partnership with Washington Sundar. Washi has been an excellent player. He has scored around 180, I mean, 50 runs in 180 balls. So he having the temperament. He has the exact temperament that which is required for the test match. So I just believe that Indians should have done really better. But I feel that Nitish Kumar's ready innings was a standout performance in the entire team. And except Bumrah, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Jaiswal, no one has been doing really great. So that is a real concern for India going to the Sydney Test match. Hope rain guards stay away. So it has been an eventful match. I would like to really thank the crowd, Australian crowd, and the Indian crowd who made nearly 350k attendance. Uh, That's an excellent thing. So the Test cricket is well and truly alive, and thanks for all the support made by the Australian and the other team members. That's all I got at this point of time. Going to the Sydney cricket ground, I feel the what changes can be done. Shubnam Gill will come, but who is the batsman who is going to leave for him the place? Ah, that's a very tricky one. Please comment. Uh, I'm going to just leave that question. Will Gill play? If yes, then who will be the player to leave the playing 11? It's a tough task. It's a really tough task. I'm not sure how Shubnam Gill can accommodate the place for himself. Sydney is a ground where a lot of assistance for the spinners, so definitely Jadeja and Sundar will be there in the thick of the things. Now, who's going to miss this? That's a big point. KL Rahul, I don't think so. So I just get the feeling Rohit Sharma himself has to drop off, but it's a big headache, to be frank, because Shubman Gill brings you that extra batting, uh, the batting required. Uh, let's see how it goes. But in terms of fast bowling, I definitely see that Siraj will be given rest, because Siraj or Akashdeep not having a great time, and they bring Hashit Rana. And the most important thing is that India have been changing lot many uh, say the players. I see quite often, 2 to 3 changes every time happening with India whenever they play a test match. When you look at Australia, they go with only 1 or 2 changes, that too in a very fourth or fifth test match. But this looks, uh, see, when you change team every day, every match, that means you're not sure of what you want exactly. So that really hurts. That really hurts, and that has been the case with India. And ending the year with a high note, India have won the World Cup, T20 World Cup 2024, that everyone cherished on June 29th, and and November 19th, 2023, and June 20th. I mean, that's the date we forget now. The date we can remember is June 29th, 2024, and India won the World Cup. That is the biggest gift that the Indian cricket players have given to us. At the same time, it's an year where we lost the home series for the first time after 12 years. That to a whitewash series against New Zealanders who were not so great form. If you would have been in the prime form, you would have said, well done. That's a great bowling and batting effort. But again, it's a mixed year, but overall, it's a great year for Indian cricket team. It's an year where it's clearly giving the next transition phases, at the same time giving the youngsters to groom, and slowly the seniors are moving away and giving the chances to the next generation. So that's a year we have seen. And thanks for watching this. I hope you like this live, and we'll get back to you soon. Thank you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.